Good morning and welcome to you all. I'm Jim Valentini, the Dean of Columbia College and Vice President for Undergraduate Education at Columbia. It's my pleasure to open this forum, symposium, workshop. It's all of those today. The power of community engagement, impact, innovation, and the individual. This is a very important effort in which the three key words in the title are indeed the operative words. It is taking individuals, Columbia College and School of Engineering and Applied Sciences students, and training them to be innovators, to be effective at having a genuine impact on the communities in which they live, the communities that surround them, and the world at large. Today we're going to have panels which include creating a sustainable community, ensuring access to healthy food, another advocating for a just community, creating new pathways to justice, and one creating a global community, social media, and social change. This forum is the culminating event of the 2011 Kenneth Cole Community Engagement Program, which is a new initiative of Columbia College and the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences that seeks to develop skills for effective social change in motivated and socially conscious Columbia undergraduates, and aims to give them an opportunity to refine those skills and capitalize on their motivation through actual practice in summer experiences in the community. Students selected for this program, who are named Kenneth Cole Fellows, spend 2 semesters on campus studying urban issues and learning about community engagement, collaboration, leadership, and problem solving, and then embark on a summer-long internship at a local community organization at which they can use the skills that they have developed in the classroom and refine those skills in actual practice. Approximately a dozen sophomores and juniors, undergraduates, are selected for this program each year. Today there will be presentations by the 2011 Kevin Cole Fellows, who spent this past summer 2011, working for 3 not-for-profit organizations in New York. Their summer projects are focused on initiatives that address local problems, encourage social action, strengthen communities, and promote social change. During the summer of 2011, Columbia students worked for the Community League of the Heights, known by the acronym CLOTH, Legal Information for Families Today, LIFT, and the Mary Mitchell Family and Youth Center. Students working for CLOTH surveyed the community about what services were needed at a new community center in Washington Heights. Those at LIFT also surveyed community members about how to better provide legal information and education to children and families in the community. Those at the Mary Mitchell Family and Youth Center created a business plan for a new program to distribute affordable fresh fruit and vegetables in the South Bronx. These are important efforts on the part of the students and an important collaboration with the community. They are also an important collaboration with our partner today, Kenneth Cole, who I have the honor of introducing to you. Kenneth is Chairman and Chief Creative Officer of Kenneth Cole Productions, which, as probably all of you know, designs, sources, and markets apparel, footwear, handbags, and accessories. The Kenneth Cole Foundation, which he founded, promotes, encourages, and inspires positive and meaningful social change by raising awareness about important social issues, motivating what Kenneth calls change agents, and we agree with that appellation, and supporting like-minded organizations. Kenneth wanted to create this program at Columbia to teach students, who are future community leaders, how to reach for social change within both their local communities and the world at large. Kenneth has said that he hoped, quote, to empower and further inspire Columbia's talented student body with necessary tools to be able to make meaningful and sustainable differences in their respective communities, to become effective social entrepreneurs and the next generation of change agents. We are happy to work with him on this important and significant effort, and we appreciate his support for that. Kenneth and Columbia are proud to be partners in this initiative. We agree with him when he said, "I have always believed that our universities need to recognize their interdependence with our communities, and that the best way to address their individual needs and to provide for their collective futures is through collaborative programs like this." Today we're going to hear about the results of collaborative programs like this, and we're going to begin that with some remarks from Mr. Cole himself. Kenneth, I am very happy to introduce Kenneth Cole.
Thank you very much, Dean Valentini. I just prepared a few short remarks, and some of which the Dean actually alluded to. But I'm thrilled, actually, to be partnering with Columbia in this program at this really important point in time. And we're living in a very different world right now, and one I hope that you can appreciate its differences as we do. There is little today that is the way it was a year, 2 years ago, even a year ago. We all know that there is no longer, to begin with, proprietary access to knowledge. One no longer has to go to the finest universities to have access to the greatest minds and the most inspiring thinkers. All information today is available to anyone, anywhere, at any time. So what we seek today is, as we know, are the best curators of it all, the ability to bring together a community of like-minded individuals who inspire each other. And that's what Columbia does best. And programs like this are an example of such. The internet, as we also know, has made the world very small. Our heads are spinning just to keep up with all the knowledge and all the news that is now available in real time by endless sources at unfathomable speeds. Change is happening by the second. 2 years ago, no one could have anticipated the technology that exists today and the proverbial bridges it has helped to build and the social structural barriers it has helped bring down. It used to be that the empowered minority, privileged members of the media spoke on behalf of the unempowered majority. But now, with the evolution of new media, the new and ever-changing world, social media, everyone has a voice, all can and are heard, and all can and do find audiences. The recently empowered individual today has the ability to mobilize entire communities. I was talking to Dean Penamore earlier about how the natural instinct of engineering students today they often come in idealistic and look to want to change the world, and then they look and realize at a certain point in the process that they look towards Wall Street as a vehicle to help pay their bills and to help them facilitate such. And I had suggested that maybe there's two alternatives today. They can either work on Wall Street or they can occupy Wall Street. We watched a no longer silent majority in Cairo mobilize overnight and overthrow that which restrained them through social media. A regime then fell in Libya without anyone really seeing it coming. And now we're watching occupiers stand up to the status quo in overwhelming numbers in cities around the world. And not even they seem to know where they're going tomorrow or even today, which is what's so astounding about this. We all know that there is an immense amount of injustice and inequality, and that our communities around the world are fragile and in disrepair. Make it more important than ever for business and communities to take down their walls, recognize their interdependence. while at the same time finding creative and appropriate ways to connect their greater communities. And to the same degree, universities and communities need to better recognize their interdependence, as Dean Valentini just said, and that each other is to adequately promote and ensure their present and future well-beings. We need to engage and be engaged by the limited resources while having meaningful and sustainable impact on the greatest number of individuals. To build communities, we hire builders of buildings. To build communities requires community builders, which begins with empowering, engaging, and inspiring the most qualified amongst us. There is a notion that you can contribute to a community or give back after you had the means. Community engagement is as viable as any path to those means, and I think we're all learning that. If one can make it part of the journey, it will assuredly be as, if not more, rewarding as any, both spiritually as well as financially. I realized early on that my business, as fulfilling as it was, could in fact have been so much more meaningful. And I realized the power of addressing not just what our customers stood in, but what they stood for. Not just what they wear, but that they be aware, could provide a much more meaningful and substantive platform. As the world changes before our eyes, I believe the greatest service we can provide for our communities to assist in identifying, inspiring, and empowering our future leaders and with the necessary tools to anticipate our collective needs and to create an innovative and meaningful impact. The students are in an extraordinary place to be those builders of communities and those agents of important change. Columbia has a long history of community and public service, and I hope this program can help evolve it to another level by actively developing and empowering our next generation of leaders and change agents. In closing, I'll just share with you a favorite story of mine. You may have heard this or a version of it. It's a story of a young college student who's driving his car on the Upper West Side of Manhattan late one night and gets a call from a parent who says that they had just heard on the radio that there was a lunatic on a road that they know that they are often on, driving in the wrong direction. After careful pause and not wanting to unnecessarily alarm the parent, the student responded, "It's worse than that. There were hundreds of them." The lesson being, even if you feel you're going against traffic, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going in the wrong direction. Thank you for your support today, and I'm very excited about all that we have in store for us today, and I thank our friends for making that happen and bringing that to us. Thank you.